How you doing, people? Robert here, AKA Robess, Anti-Corruption Scotland. I'm going to do a video because something's been brought to my attention relating to Drummoyne Community Council. It's seemingly been stated on information that I've seen that they've pushed forward parking permits for that area, this area, whatever, Kinnan Park, Drummoyne, whatever, Shield Hall Road, right? Now, so I want to make this crystal clear, and I require the people to listen, pay attention and learn, right? Now, Glasgow City Council, what is it? It's a corporate name used to escape liability, to enforce unlawful taxes, parking charges or whatever. What is Drummoyne Community Council? Clyde Community Council. Two fictitious names used to escape liability. Men and women represent these names, right? The Community Council is supposed to help the people and do good things. Well, they do good things, but what they're doing just now is bad things. They're trying to convince and deceive the people to take permits for parking in their area, outside their property or whatever, which isn't good for the people, right? They're selling the idea it's free. As you're aware, people, nothing in life is for free because there's always a catch. Now, the parking permit, are you required to take a parking permit, voluntary or otherwise? No, right? It's an offer, people. Men and women represent these fictitious corporate names and corporations are making an offer. There is no law or crime in law to refuse a parking permit. And I'll verify that under a charge of perjury, and I'll take on any man or woman in any community council or Glasgow City Council and shoot them down in flames. Right? You're being deceived, people. You don't have to accept a parking permit. I've seen some information, people are asking how many permits per household. Well, let me tell these people, direct, you don't have to accept, right? Refuse, resist, defy, do not comply, right? Men and women represent the Drummoyne Community Council or Glasgow City Council are trying their luck. The problem that you are going to do when you accept these so-called free permits is create a contract and joinder. It's a rule, a regulation and a policy. Corporate. It's not a law. For a law there has to be a crime and there has to be a victim, a man or woman making a claim to be harmed, lost or injured. Right? That's a fact. These are rules, people. Parking fines isn't a law. It is not a crime. You've made an infraction of a rule, a corporate policy. And these people that issue these tickets are under the presumed belief that because you've parked near a sign that tells you can't, that you've accepted a contract. Well, you haven't, right? And the other thing as well, when it comes to the parking side here, what people fail to realise, it all boils down to the register keeper. That's why you have to register as they call vehicle, I call property, because that's how they catch you. It doesn't matter if there's 10 different people drive that so-called vehicle they call vehicle a week. Anything out of that 10 incidents that happen, infractions or rules, goes back to the register keeper. That's where they nail the individual. And everything, register keeper is person, as I keep going on about. And that was proved at court, the last court case there, right? I told them it was a man, it was there, not a person. Now, what I'm going to say to you people, do not accept permits, voluntary or anything else. There is no law requires it. And no man or woman representing Drummoyne Community Council or Whitefield Community Council or Clyde Community Council, the name's obviously changed, can force you to take a permit. Plus the fact these men and women representing these corporations cannot make a claim to the road, the public land. We the people have paid for that land, not the council. The council's getting nothing. Everything right through the system is paid by the people purse, right? No them, they have no money. The government is bankrupt. If they weren't bankrupt, they wouldn't be putting in national debt and borrowing billions every month, right? And making the people pay for it, right? That's a fact. Please people, listen to what you've been told by somebody that knows what they're talking about. And as I said, I'll swear under a charge of perjury, or I'll take any man or woman in any community council or Glasgow City Council, especially George Gillespie, the resources numpty that thinks he can control all the roads and do what he wants. Well, he can't, because the lands, the roads, the pavements, the air, everything belongs to the people, right? Nobody can make a claim of that, especially the roads, because the people have paid for everything out of people's purse, right? They're stealing off these people. They're trying to manipulate. This is a control mechanism. This is the Agenda 2030. The cycle lanes. How many bikes have we got in Scotland that we need all these cycle lanes? This is to control the roads, and then the 15-minute cities comes in, the digital ID, the digital currency. You people better wake up, smell of coffee. Please, people, do not accept any of these permits, right? Especially if you own your property. No man or woman can come forward and enforce it. It can be challenged and it can be stopped in its tracks if everybody turns round and says, don't consent. They need your consent. And when you accept these permits for free, that they're saying is for free, even the businesses are going to suffer with this, right? As soon as you agree to that, people, you've caused yourself a headache that you don't need. They can't enforce it, right? There's nobody called council. No man or woman called council. No man or woman called Drummoyne Community Council. No man or woman called Clyde Community Council. It's all a scam, right? You're being deceived, you're being conned, and you're being lied to by tyrants. Remember, these councils, community councils, are subordinate to Glasgow City Council. And I can tell you right now, at Clyde Community Hall, the Green Party and SNP have meetings, right? That's to get their wee agenda going. Don't trust these community councils. I don't care what they say to these people. Do not trust them. They're tyrants the same as the rest of them. They're all part of the scam against the people. They're all part of the scam, extorting money for the people, right? As I said before, nothing is for free. So, don't accept these, right? This is to do with connecting the whole of G51 area. This is not for the people's interest, right? There's a lot of numpties out there, idiots, that accept that because they don't know any better. They're indoctrinated, psycho-conditioned dummies that doesn't know any better, right? I'm telling you how it is and what it is, right? Somebody comes and offers me a parking permit, I'll ram it down their throat. That's how simple it is. Nobody's going to tell me I don't need, and neither does the people need permission to park on public land outside their properties, right? You don't need permission. What man or woman says you need permission? You don't need permission to run your life the way you want to run your life, as long as you're not causing harm, loss or injury to somebody else. Your life is your property. Your property is your property. It doesn't matter if you've registered it to the Register of Scotland, another private corporation. You people need to wake up, smell the coffee and realise what's really going on here. Don't be deceived with these community councils. I wouldn't trust any of them that run that with my dog, right? I'm trying to build credibility with the people and tell them the truth. I don't need to give misinformation. I don't need to do this either, but I'm doing it because people are going to walk into a booby trap. They're going to create joinder in a form of contract. You're giving them consent, so you consent. And once you take that permit, you consent to any rules, regulations that they bring into enforce after that permit's been given free. The free is a carrot. They're dangling a carrot. Don't accept it, right? Don't accept that carrot, right? And if there's any of you in the community council want to go with me, you know where to find me, right? I'm not hard to find. And if you want a debate, get it on. And I'll show you and embarrass you on the debate in front of the people, right? That you've no power, you've no authority. It's an illusion of power. It's an illusion of authority. Presumption. And that presumption by me is rebutted, right? And I'm rebutting that on behalf of the people in the G51 area as well. Don't allow this, people. You're being conned and deceived. They're saying it started off at climate change. Now it's global. There was global warming. Now it's climate change, right? What is it? Where's the climate change in Scotland? We don't have climate change. It's a load of lies. They don't have it in England either. Another load of lies. It's all part of the 2020-2030 agenda. The hidden agenda that the people, the biggest majority of people out there don't realise and understand what's going on. Well, I do. I've been doing this for coming up for 14 years now, another week and a half's time, right? I know how this system works. They're corrupt. They're tyrants. They don't represent the people. They don't work for the people. They work for the globalists, the corporations, Glasgow City Council, Edinburgh City Council, everything is a corporation, people. They come under the rules of civil laws, contract law, and when you consent to accept that permit, you've created joinder in a contract. Refuse it, resist, defy, and do not comply. There is no law and no man or woman and these corporations can enforce you to take what you don't want to do, right? We the people own the lands. We the people own the roads. We the people own the pavements, right? They're trespassing on the lands, interfering and trespassing in people's lives, private and family life, right? Anyway, I just done this video to see if we can get people to pay attention. Again, one final time, do not accept these permits. There's no law requires it, and they can't be enforced if the whole lot of you people stand up and say, enough is enough, we're accepting nothing, we don't consent. They need your consent, and if you give your consent, you've just given yourself a major headache. They've got power over you people. Don't give them the power or the alleged authority that they presume you think they have. They don't have anything. Anyway, please share this information far and wide. Get it out there, and hopefully people with a reasonable mind that understand this video will have trust in what I tell you. Don't need to lie. I don't get nothing. I don't ask you for funds or PayPals, people. I give you this information in my time for free. The only benefit I give you people is if I can get you to wake up and stand up and fight for your rights, right? Because right now, every time these tyrants and these community councils or whatever other courts, police think they can do what they want to do, and people sit back and let it happen. That's what the problem. The problem's not them. The problem's the people sitting back and taking shit. Anyway, please share this information far and wide. Get it out there, and hopefully people start learning that they have rights, no duties and obligations to a legal system, legal society. Okay, people? And again, don't accept any parking permits. Tell them to take them and stick them where the sun doesn't shine. Have a good day. Take care and be safe. Speak soon.